They was in their bag when I had none. I was on God and I made some. Turn me around and they can't say nothing. Turn me around and then I made some. Yeah, we making history. Living for some different. Now you get the best of me. I just hope you hang around and see. Busy working on the block, waiting till the day I pop. Price go up, invest in stock. You know that we coming from the bottom. Yeah, we get it out the mud. That's how we really living. Ain't no stopping us. Follow God, they follow us. You can't see me with binoculars. I was never really popular, but what I did with what I had, that's all I know. That's really what I got. Now all we do is make it pop. They was in their bag when I had none. I was on God and I made some. Turn me around and they can't say nothing. Turn me around and then I made some.
Righty. So we are on to episode 14, everybody. I'm your host, Pej, Phumblepodcast. I got a very special gift and guest for you guys today. We were good friends back in college, but more importantly than that, he's a accomplished artist, a religious man, and a heck of a friend. His new song came out recently, Made Something. So go check that out. I will link his handles here. And you guys definitely check out that tune. It's fire. My good friend, artist, creation, and college friend, like I said, Marc Stevens. Welcome, man.
What's up, Pej? Super excited to be on. Man, it's been a minute. I haven't seen you forever. You look the same, bro. Always shredded, swaggy.
Man, I remember we through gospel choir is how we got acquainted, but then I thought, you guys like your flow game was always like I could never keep up with that. That thing was fire. You still are even better now than you were in college, doing it big. But aside from the musical connection that we had, it was sports too, man. It was like at the Arc, right? I went on. I was hooping there, and I see you roll in, and I was like, "What? Marc plays ball?" And then before I knew that, he was breaking ankles, the whole thing. Like he was so good, and I was just at awe at his game. So we have a lot in common.
I wish I still had that. I don't even remember that.
I just remember distinctly seeing you get on the court, and you came up to me. He's like, "Pej, what's up, man? Oh, I didn't know you hoop." And then it was a one-time occurrence, but it happened. And I love that. That was a good memory I had from those days.
Dude, that's a great memory, man. I miss that. That's awesome.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Come on.
So you're in Sacktown now, huh?
Man, Sacktown. Yeah, man. Ever since we were at Davis, originally from San Jose, and then lived most of my life there, and then went to college at UC Davis with you, and then kind of been in that same area, man, since graduating, and been in the Sacktown area, loving it. Sack's lit.
Sack is great.
Restaurants,
oh
man.
God, yeah.
Downtown is transforming before our eyes. It's nice.
Yeah, and the neighboring towns are starting to build up too,
Blossom.
Right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah, I love it.
It's great, man. It's great. So let's work our way backwards, man. So let's start with where you're at now, which we just discussed. You're in Sacktown. What are you doing these days?
Man, what am I not doing these days? I feel like my days are so jam-packed. And but you know what? A lot of it is WFH, work from home, man. As you mentioned, the religious part, I do. My full-time gig is I lead a college Christian ministry at University Pacific for college students, just to connect once a week, Bible studies, stuff like that. Just really encourage students in their faith that have that faith tradition. But also just serving, the students there at large, being a friend, spreading love, kindness, positivity, just good energy, to people there who, are struggling, and, you don't know what people are carrying, in their day to day. And so just be in my hat.
That's that's so important, man. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. I mean, there are multiple avenues to connect with people in college, and even in younger grades, even high school. Yep. And everybody's got their story, man, and that's great that you're doing that. I know that takes dedication, man. but it firstly takes passion and a willingness to want change and betterment. So good on you, man. That's great.
100%. Yep. Yep.
Yeah. And so you do that at UOP. You're talking about in Stockton or in,
Yep.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yep. I do. I make the trek over there, and obviously this past year was less mileage, but more internet data, which was cool, and it was really neat. So we just felt like we stepped our online game up, and we're able to connect and serve a lot of students this past year, which was really fulfilling and just really awesome. So,
That's
but yeah,
cool.
we'll be back. We'll be back on in Stockton next fall. And by the way, Paz, if you want the best Chinese food, it's in Stockton. You got to come. You got to come
You're
out there.
kidding me. You're kidding me.
No, I'm not. I'm
Oh,
not.
man.
It's called Dave Wong's. The lemon chicken is immaculate.
Are you kidding? All right. I'll remember that. Dave Wong's.
We gotta
All right.
go. We gotta
Dave
go.
Wong's in Stockton. So Mark and I mean, I'm partially to blame for this. Mostly, we've been living in literally in the same town all these years, and it took this moment right here to recognize that. And I feel like in the back of my mind, I was keeping up with your IGs and all that, and I'm like, this man is not that far, is he? And I reached out to you. I was like, bro, I'm doing a podcast. Let's connect. And further, more importantly than that, let's just connect on a regular, man. I mean,
dude, I can't believe that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Let's stop the podcast right now, go get some coffee and come back.
All right, that's it. We're done. We're going to go hang out. But definitely, man. And again,
yes,
I could have done a better job keeping in touch. I actually, after college, I moved back to Maryland. So that's those are my roots. Like that's where I grew up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I grew up in Maryland. We never really connected on a one-on-one. We didn't, because we was always in group settings at college. So
yeah.
So but yeah, I after college, I headed back to Maryland for a year and a half. I started working there. I did my study abroad there. That was my last quarter from Davis. And then I stayed there. I have a lot of family out there, uncles and aunts and cousins. Long story short, headed back here. I wanted to pursue my music again in 13, like as far as performance. Got back here with my old band. So then, and then I stayed out here. Sacramento area, Elk Grove initially, and now I'm in Sacramento, Natomas area. So, but yeah, man, we're definitely getting together for sure, and we're gonna go find Chris.
Facts. We're coming for you, Chris.
Yeah, Chris Garcia. You know we're talking about.
Yeah. You know the vibes.
But for sure. So tell me, man. I know you got many passions. Obviously, religion. Youth, keeping the youth out of trouble. I'm sure that's one of your avenues.
Something like that,
right? Through the avenues of food and art, your rhymes are always amazing. When I hear you, man, it's just I like the way you tie the stories together and you bring in God into it. It's just it's I'm not as religious of a man as you, I'll admit. However,
sure.
I appreciate, and I grew up in religious background, right? So I'm very familiar with the Baha'i church, which is my upbringing. But then
that's
also,
right. Yep.
Yeah. And then the Christian church, I actually performed when we were at Davis. I performed at a gospel church.
We did. That's right.
Remember that? Yeah. And that was,
of course, man.
that was a great experience for me.
Now your song was it I know God is my help? Is that the one you and
Great and Roz? Yeah.
Roz, yeah.
Good memory, man.
Still slaps. That song still slaps, bro.
Yeah. I can definitely, my old drummer in my band he drummed for gospel church, man. So that was another connection I had.
What?
So
that's
crazy, yeah. Sam. And
hey, gospel musicians are fire, bro. I was just say
they're
that.
amazing. They're amazing.
Musically,
very gifted.
Very gifted. Yeah, man.
Yeah. So tell me, man, if I'm keeping it 100, I knew you were a rapper back in college, and I knew that you were doing other avenues, you're teaching as well. But what got you back into be like, you know what, I'm going to start recording again and put out music again? What got you back into that?
It was always a fun thing for me. It was a fun outlet. It was just do it spontaneously. I had a little setup at my apartment in Davis while I was a student, and I'd have people over, and we just like for fun make beats and then just try to write raps and just typical fun stuff you do with your friends.
Yeah.
And we made an anthem for the local college group that we were a part of, and I got like a bunch of these like kind of dorky, non-rappy type people to say the lines that I wrote for them. And it came out lit, like it was obviously funny, like, cause they don't like, none of them really rap, but they were able to at least, deliver the line somewhat. And, that kind of got me thinking, I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. Like people enjoy this. They get a kick out of this. It's fun and it's meaningful to them too, and for me. And so me and my other friend who rapped as well, we're like, man, we should do an anthem for like all the college groups that we're kind of affiliated with all across the nation. So we did one, and like a couple years, like we didn't really think anything of it. We're just trying to have fun and like, oh, okay, like let's just do this, like
Yeah.
not really like trying to think like it's gonna like do anything, but just like it was just fun for us. It was lit. We wanted to get it lit, and so man, like literally like as like the following year and the year after that especially, I start to like see all these like different like leaders and students from these different campuses all across the nation. Every single one of them would come up to me. It's like, we always play your rap anthem whenever like students, we start a meeting and students are coming in. That's all that we play. And I was just like, really?
Wow,
Y'all
man.
Oh, dude, I was shocked. But then I was also like, my wheels started turning. I'm like, wait a minute. Like, I think I could make music that people like could relate to on a larger scale.
Yeah.
So, that got me thinking like, hey, let me see what else I could do. Maybe there's more out there.
That's
So,
confirmation though. That's confirmation.
Confirmation. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that was like kind of the first space that I really felt, I'm like, man, maybe I could do this, like let's try some other stuff. And so I started getting back like in the studio, and I started to kind of, be a little bit more professional on the sound, the quality of it, as a musician, there's levels to it. And so started to find people in my area that just have known to make good music and sound good. And so, started there. And then shortly thereafter, I met a guy in our church who's a mutual friend. And I think I'd reached out to him like when I was really trying to kind of get into recording and kind of getting that confirmation, and knowing he was kind of like the big dog, that has been doing it and it's been going crazy. And so like we connected, and it's really been him who has been nonstop believing in me, put me on like his platform, and really has given me a lot of great looks to like kind of further my now kind of career into doing music. He's got me on like the biggest platform in like our genre, and I became like this year they nominated me and I became a freshman, like their freshman list of this thing called Rapzilla. It's like the biggest platform for our genre, and so that's a big deal. I'm like one of 16 artists for this year that are like, hey, you need to have your radar on these guys. And so just from where I started and at UC Davis, just for fun, not even knowing where it was gonna go, wasn't even thinking about it going somewhere, but it did, and it has been. And now, like there's 5,000 followers on my Spotify. I'm like, who are these people?
Hey. I'm not surprised, man. I'll be honest, man.
Man,
I mean,
I appreciate that, man.
For real. Because I mean, like, I know people. I have friends or associates that can rap, but then I know a couple that are like, okay, that's special, right? And I would put you there, man. I'm being honest. I'm not just saying that because you're on here. I'm serious. Like,
love, bro.
I've also told my friends who are trying to pursue it, and I say, hey, you got to work on this, and that, right? I'll be honest, because I always wanted that for me as a vocalist. You know what I mean? I didn't want just like empty praise, you know, because that doesn't help me improve. I always want to be
at
better,
all.
right?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I'm just letting you know, like, as a fellow musician, not a rapper, but a fellow musician,
Yeah. No, you get it. You get
I
it.
get
Yeah.
it. I get it, man. I
Yeah.
mean, the timing, the cadences, all, and then the storytelling, all of that,
Yeah.
it's got to
Everything.
all flow. And the fact that you can keep me listening to your words, that's hard to
Mm,
do these days. You know what I mean?
it is, man. I agree, man.
Yeah,
I appreciate that, bro. That's love, man. I'm gonna keep going.
man.
I got a new one dropping. Hopefully it'll drop next month, early June. But man, this is honestly, I've never been more excited about a song than this one. I feel like super good about this one, and I think it might. Every song that you kind of come out with, like you feeling like it could go crazy, but I really think this one could go crazy. I'm really excited. I can't wait for you to hear
Well,
this one, man.
well, Made Something was great. So if you're more
Thanks,
excited
man.
about this, then
Yeah,
can
man.
you leak out the name yet, or still?
So you know what? It's funny, man. I'm trying to figure that out because I repeat like in the hook. There's this phrase that I repeat, and I says, "Say that then, say that then." So say that then
Mm-hmm,
is kind
mm-hmm.
of the
Okay,
main hook of it. But
so you're
I
working
don't know.
on
I'm
that.
trying to working
Yeah,
on either say that then or say that. I don't.
yeah.
Something along
I,
those lines. But
I like it. I like it. Yeah, man.
it's
Definitely.
it's
I'm
lit.
looking forward to that, man. That's cool.
It's about to go crazy.
Yeah, you got are you, so you're working on an album, or you're working on just singles right now, or yeah.
Yeah. So mostly singles until like I'm able to build up a bigger audience. Because if you drop an album with like not too many
Yeah.
listeners, and I'm super grateful for everybody who listens, like it's super crazy to me. But like songs might get looked over because you don't have like a bigger audience
Right.
that's gonna listen to an album or something like that. So I'm just trying to build up my my base,
Yeah.
people that would enjoy my sound, and then maybe I'll do an album. But yeah, I got this single dropping next month. And then I got a follow up with a follow up song that's already done. Video's already done with a really big artist in our genre that I'm super excited about.
Wow.
She's off the charts, like super dope singer, and she killed it. So I'm excited, man.
That's awesome.
I got some fire, man, for sure coming out. I'm
Oh
excited.
man, that's great. That's great.
Yeah,
I'm glad you're doing what you love. That's the most
yeah,
important thing,
man.
right? I always
Facts,
tell.
bro.
I always tell my nieces, my own nieces, I'll
Yeah,
tell the same thing. Whether they're in the arts or they're in another field, I say make sure
yeah.
you love it. You love it in 20 years. Make sure, like, the stuff we gravitate towards as kids. There's a reason for that, man. I believe it.
Facts, bro.
You know, there's a reason.
Bro, my
And
first Christmas list, I asked for a microphone when
there
I
you
was like
go.
4 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it was always gravitating towards that. And I was thinking about this the other day, because just like there's gonna be so many things that try to take you away from that life, work, stuff you gotta do. And it's just like, man, it's just you gotta fight for that thing that you love to do, because at the end of the day, if you don't, you're just gonna let it slide, and you won't really, tap into that as you should and as you really want to in your heart.
Now I would consider us lucky that we found it and we went for it, right? And then some
Yeah.
confirmation along the way that helped, right?
Yes,
But
yes, yes.
but I know people out there that are dealing with figuring that out right now in their 20s or
Mm,
30s,
mhm.
and it's like the signs aren't as obvious, right? And the
Yeah.
confirmations aren't as clear. So like what would you advise people like that who are in a career that maybe they're not as passionate about, but what they are passionate about, they're almost afraid to just go for, or even
Mm,
even methodically go for, so it's not like throwing everything in the bag and just going for it, because you know we have responsibilities, obviously. At the end of the day, you gotta either you got dependents, or you got to
mhm,
take care of loved ones or take care of
mhm.
yourself. You can't there's a right way to do this so that you're not in a hole at the end of the day, right? Whether
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you got to have a plan. You got to be organized to a degree to make sure that it doesn't consume you without, and you're just kind of stuck. So
Yeah.
and you're doing that because you're career driven, obviously.
Yeah, man, man, I'm lucky, blessed, man. Just grateful to be in the position that I am, where I can do that, and and I'm able to, whether it need to be invest in music stuff and,
Yeah,
which isn't cheap,
of course.
but
Yeah.
yeah, but some of my, like one of my best friends who does this, he does it full time. It's his end all be all. He has no other option,
Yeah.
but this
Yeah.
is what he
Yeah.
loves to do. And so he figures out a way, sometimes, like, I'll tell him, hey, I don't have money for like to do a music video. And he's like, either do I. But he still gets it done, because so,
It makes
I
you
think,
it makes you creative. It makes you more creative. You gotta
yeah, it rubber to the road. Do you really love doing this? Will you, take a little bit of a risk and sacrifice,
uh-huh.
because I think that's, part of the ingredients of doing something that you love and are passionate about. But man, just to kind of go back to your original question, kind of telling people that are, who are still in this space of figuring things out.
Yeah.
I think for me, man, again, just like, man, grateful and just kind of lucky. I got some really good people in my life that called that gifting out of me. So like one guy in particular, I kind of like my mentor, like just, I just like a father to me. He really just like kept speaking positively over me and calling that gift out all the time. I
Mm,
mean, he would just be bragging about me and just not
mm,
where it was just like trying to hype me up,
yeah.
because it wasn't. It was just genuinely seeing a gift on your life and just continue to speak it, over you and becoming a reality, and so,
Yeah.
if like, hey, maybe some of you like, man, I don't know if you do have, maybe you don't have people in your life like that, but I don't know, try to find some folks that'll, love on you and just support you, and just like remind you that, hey, this is who you are, you got this, like you're totally lit, like you need your tribe,
I agree.
that believes in you, whether it be one person or, you know,
And I
whatever.
do, yeah. And I believe that people are every human being put on this earth is put on this earth for a reason.
Yep.
And it's a reason to give back to society, whether
Yep.
it's through the avenue of art or through the
Mm-hmm.
avenue of schooling or both
So
or
good. Yep.
whatever avenue, everybody I see, they're there for a reason, and
Mm-hmm.
they're helping someone out, right? What, even if it's not directly impacting me, I know that it's impacting someone. As simple as your own
So good.
child, as simple as your own child, as simple as a brother or a
Yeah.
cousin, or and even further out, right? Friends, like even non-friends, coworkers, people you just know. I think, I honestly believe that I've had moments in life where I was kind of in the dumps, you could say, as far as like, ah,
Mm-hmm.
man, things aren't working out the way I anticipated, right? And that expectation that I kind of created for myself didn't pan out as I thought. And then um, those moments of just not doubts and not knowing which direction to go, left or right. But in those same moments, I've had moments of clarity where it's that hardship allowed me to see, like, well, if life is hard regardless. It can be
Mm-hmm.
it, like hard in a good way, though. I'm not saying like
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
life is not hard, like, you're never going to get what you want. That's not my point. What I'm saying is,
Right.
if you really want something, it's going to be tough. You just mentioned, you have, when the finances aren't there to create something, you find a way to do it,
Yeah.
and you start thinking, and you start to get creative, and
Mm-hmm.
like, I'm not letting COVID get in the way of me talking to my guests, right? Like,
Yeah.
thank
Yeah.
God for
Yeah.
technology. I can use this, right?
Facts.
Was it cheap?
Yeah.
No, but I found a way to finance it and get it done. And
Right.
and it's because my passion was telling me to do this. And this was one of my most recent moments of like, all right, I'm at 35 years old now, and I wanted to do a podcast for 3 years already.
Wow.
What's stopping me, right? And I was just like, it's me that's stopping me. Like, I'm the one that's coming up with these reasons not to pursue it. So to the youth that you work with, and through my avenue of teaching music to similar age people, most of my students are between the ages of 8 to 16, 17. I tell them, man, those are your most like fruitful age range, because you kind of are figuring out the rest of your life. You're kind of in that age, you're deciding what to do in college, and then and when you get into college, as you would your expertise would say, you're figuring out what to do after college, and you know, I figured all of that out in college, right? Like I didn't know I wanted to be a music major until I was already in college, but that was my journey, right? I didn't go through the textbook route. I kind of just I had to figure it out on the fly. Um, but I figured it out. That's the point. So anybody out there, and this is not like an advice podcast. I'm just saying, like, I know because I've been through it, and I'm sure you have.
Facts.
It's just if you're down in the dumps, everything will get better. Just don't lose that passion for whatever you have, because that honestly is going to be where you're going to find that solace and freedom.
So good, man. I think it was Nipsey Hussle. He said something along the lines of, man, I felt every emotion there is possible by doing rap, you know, and the thing that he loved to do, and what he just said, but he just kept going.
Yeah.
And you see, you know, his career just took off, and
Man.
you know, obviously, man, rest in peace, and
Gone too
man,
soon.
what an impact.
Yeah,
gone too soon, but man,
yeah, you're right, man. You're right. So now that we kind of covered where you're at now in life, and your goals in the rap game, and also how you work with the youth and everything. Were you always a religious man?
No, I don't think so. I think you know, being you know, my family from the Middle East, dad from Iran, my mom from Lebanon, but they were Assyrian, so they were just, you know, they were born in those places, but we were Assyrian, and culturally, you know, it's like you know, you're like Christian, I guess, but like culturally, you know what I mean? So it's not like, you know, you may necessarily really value it. You're just kind of born into it, because this is just part of our people's culture and tradition. And so, you know, like, got baptized as a little baby, whatnot, you know, so my parents did. It felt that was the right thing to do. But yeah, not really, you know, enjoying, you know, when my parents, they might have took us to a service on Christmas or Easter, you know, like to celebrate the big milestones of, you know, or the big points of Christianity. But, you know, it was just there just because all the other kids that were in my ethnic group culture, they would go too. So I was like, oh, okay, it's just something else that we got to go to. It wasn't really personal at all. And so it wasn't until I got to Davis where I was introduced to like Christianity personally via people that were, you know, like really trying to follow Jesus. And you know, even at college, because I was at college, like, oh, okay, I'm ready to turn up. What's up? And then I met people that, oh, you guys like do this? What? You guys do this on your own accord? Like, you guys don't go to parties and stuff? Like, what? You guys just want to hang out with, you know, just try to follow Jesus and you know, do that type of stuff. So that super impacted me, because I'm already having this, you know, I already have somewhat of a grid, you know, of Christianity. And then it just flipped my world upside down to see people that were in a similar place that I was in terms of geography and age range, you know, same college, and but yet they wanted to pursue this, and they were genuine about it, and they loved people and they loved me. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I feel like I got introduced to Jesus, and man, we've been rocking ever since, man. It's been good. I just feel like, you know, I owe a lot of gratitude to, you know, the things that you know, I've been able to experience in my life, to God. And man, I just
But
what's that one dude? No.
I was gonna say,
change my mind. What's that one? To change my mind. You know, I'm like that dude to change my mind, because I just feel like I've experienced too much of it to, you know, just not that anybody's trying to argue me out of something, but just
that's
man,
good, man.
You know?
I mean, you were That's interesting though. You know, you were half Lebanese, half Persian. Um,
Well, my parents are from there, but they're full Assyrian
oh,
because
okay.
Assyria, man, it used to be a country, but it wasn't
Right, right,
anymore. And
right,
so
right.
all of our people got dispersed into all the different now
Ah,
countries in the
I
Middle East.
see.
So
I see. I see.
so,
Okay.
but we're
Okay.
all still Assyrian, just in those different lands, different
In those
countries.
different lands. I understand. I
Yeah, yeah,
totally
yeah,
get it,
yeah.
man. It's like my
So,
one of my biggest idols in music, Freddie Mercury, man. He was of Persian descent, living in Zanzibar, India, right? Like, so he was,
whoa, yeah,
but
yeah, yeah,
his
exactly.
his parents were Zoroastrians, right? Moved over because of same
Yeah,
issues, right? In Iran,
yeah,
though,
yeah,
they had
yeah,
to disperse out. So I get it, man.
yep,
So Assyrian then is the blood.
yep,
I
yep,
feel you. I feel you. Okay, I got you.
yep.
And so see, I'm kind of ignorant about the religious majority of Assyrian background. Is that majority Christians or?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
see, I see.
Yep.
Okay, okay. See,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
majority Christians. Yep.
Got you, got you, got you. Okay. So you were born in San Jose?
San Jose, baby,
All
South
right.
Side, homie, in the burbs, man.
So,
My my
yeah.
my parents, yeah, my parents they immigrated both to Chicago. That's where they met,
Uh,
and then they had my older sister, and they're like, man, it's way too cold to have another baby out here. So they moved to California, and that's when I was born in San Jose. So there's a
I
lot of
got
Assyrians that if you're Syrian, you either live in Chicago, San Jose, or Central Valley, this place called Turlock. So it
yeah,
really
I
those
know
are
where
like
that
the
is.
three.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's really the three spots. Man, obviously there's more. So if
of
somebody's watching
course.
this as
Yeah.
a Syrian, but or Sydney, or Australia. We got like my cousins. I have cousins out there too. So it's
That's
either those kind of places that they went to. You
it's
know.
funny how like, you know, these different backgrounds that migrated to the States or outside of their origin, and they ended up in these bubbles, right? Isn't that, it's
Bro,
funny how that
hilarious.
works?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like one of them finds a place and like, hey, yo, it's good over here. Come.
Yeah. That's
Heck
honestly
of funny,
probably
man.
how it starts, right? Like
Facts.
it's like Persians in LA, man. They
Oh, dude, right? Or Armenians in LA too. Yeah.
Armenians too. Yeah, it's true. It's
Oh
true.
man.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
Well,
That's
so
awesome.
as you're growing up in San Jose area, uh how would you label yourself, like, growing up as a kid, like, who you were surrounding yourself with, as and like, how were you as a kid? Were you a rebellious kid? Were you a good kid? Like, what were, like, you follow the rules? Like, what would you say?
Yeah, I say I was a good kid.
Yeah.
Uh, all the parents, my friends loved me. They always said, "Oh, my Mark has such great manners." So I always knew how to present myself from
Yeah.
early on. Just
Yeah.
knew
Yeah.
how to, I was like, "Oh man, okay, I know how to get these people to like, So
You were a showman, man. You were a showman from the
I was
beginning.
a showman from the 100% showman.
Yeah.
But not trying to get anything out of that or be crooked underneath. But
No, no, I
just
know.
I just like being that guy. So, but no, man, my parents really did well for themselves. So we lived in a really nice neighborhood in San Jose, which was already a pretty like suburban area,
Yeah.
and one of like the nicest neighborhoods. So I'm like, man, I really had a really nice upbringing. Um, Good kid. It was cool. Like some of the places that we like the different homes that we grew up in, even though I was like super young, for some reason we'd always live by like kind of like a rough neighbor. So I'd always see like kind of people kind of, you know, live their life a little bit, I don't know,
Different.
just a little bit more, yeah, different.
Yeah.
Um, so we saw like, okay, people like some people just like, they just get in trouble. They're a little bit more, yeah, just different. And then I saw the other side of like, oh, these people are like super ritzy, and just, do it up. And so, but I was grateful for that because I just kind of, that's how I perceive life now and how, society and culture works, that, there are people from many different backgrounds that live differently. And so I feel like just my upbringing in San Jose being a very diverse place,
Yeah.
um, man, I just feel like it's helped my overall perception of just, you know, uh,
You were cultured.
being around other, yeah, cultured. Yeah, super.
Yeah.
So I'm super grateful for that. Always still I'm not like, I still got to learn on some stuff, people's history and stuff with all like different world events popping off. I'm
Oh
still
my
like,
God,
man,
yeah.
it's great. Still need to grow in that. But for the most part, man, just super grateful because I feel like I'm able to see people for who they are, as opposed to maybe if I lived in a different area where it was kind of more one-sided, I'd have only those, preconceived opinions about certain people. So, man,
I get that. Yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I feel like um I have a similar upbringing as far as, being put in a situation to be able to succeed, right? Like I
Yep.
like my parents, they also left, right? Iran, and their priority was their kids. I have an older sister like you, and myself. It's just the two of us, and then we were their purpose. Like, okay, we're going to leave this country that we know, our comfort. We're going to let go and go to this whole new culture, to the West, like learn a new language, all of that, right?
Bro,
And
thank God for our parents doing that, bro. I'm like, I don't know if I could. Oh, God knows where we would be right now. Oh my God. Man, right? I
it's
ever think about that?
true.
I'm like, man, thank you, Dad. Thank you, Mom.
I
Y'all got
know.
out.
I know. Now,
I
the
mean, no
only
disrespect, man. I mean,
no,
yeah, I'm
of
just,
course.
I'm
Like,
like,
I mean, for but speaking of religion and all, it ties into one of the leading sources of my parents having to leave Iran, right? Uh, Iran being a predominantly Muslim country,
right, right.
and it's governed through the faith of Islam,
True.
and nothing against Islam. It's the how the greed kind of has taken over that country, and the human error, and using the good name of religion to kind of disparage the people. And so anyway, being a
Yeah,
Baha'i,
I mean, you talk about Christianity that way as well, So I totally, yeah,
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 yeah.
hear you.
So ultimately, it's the human behind the religion that matters most, right? So it's
Yeah,
what kind of like how do you let your own logics and human uh kindness that we are all born with, um you let that lead the way, or you let what someone tells you without question lead the way. I personally,
ooh,
you see,
man, exactly. Well said, bro. Yeah,
because I personally,
100%.
I'm I learned a little bit later in my teenage years to start questioning things, right? Not
Yeah,
because
that's, you
not
got to be a critical, not because you're trying to be rebellious, but
yeah,
because you want to truly understand and know why you're believing in this something. And man,
yeah.
I'm with you, and
I
I agree, bro. Hey, man, if you're not kind to people, don't tell me about Jesus, bro. What? Or
I
don't tell
mean
me
that,
about your religion if
yeah.
you can't even, you know.
We got to look at
Come
each
on, bro.
other as human.
No one's perfect though, but yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
100%.
yeah.
I always look at it as, we're humans first, and then whatever we decide to follow, that's second. Because if we can't find that commonality amongst each other, then we're not coming at each other with pure intent, in my views, right? And I feel, because we gotta look at it as, he was like, you were a baby one day and I was a baby one day, and we didn't know what religion was. We were born,
100%.
we didn't know
Yeah, all born the
what
same way.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I try to
It's good.
remember that. I mean, I even my logo for this show is that's what I had in mind, is purity, right? Like
Fire.
how much purity can I keep in my frame of reference, frame of thought, when I'm looking
Man,
at
it's so
any
good.
situation. It's hard. I'm not saying it's easy.
It's very hard. It's deep. It's a deep work, but
Yeah,
man, it's where we got to go.
I know.
I agree.
Yeah.
I love that, man.
But that's good, man. So you're a good kid. So do you have musicians in your family? Is your sister into music? No.
No, our dad like forced us to play classical music for like, man, like the first like 15 years of our lives. We hated it. Hated it.
I know. Yeah.
Man, there'd be so much fights as a result. I mean, not physical, but just,
Argument.
man, up
Yeah.
in arms. Ari, man, it was a
Yeah.
cause of stress, man. But man, I'm grateful. I wish I didn't stop playing because
That's
I can still, my fingers have been so like ingrained
yeah.
on the piano where I'm able to still. But I'd
That
say
muscle
that
memory.
was
Yeah.
that muscle memory still there. So I'm grateful for that, actually, because it's, it helps with your, you know, vocal ability, because you know where to go, and the notes, and you hear the sounds and stuff. So no, not really no musicians in my family, but just it was like that forced you gonna learn this because it's gonna be good for you.
No, I only asked that because earlier you were saying at 4 you asked for a mic, right? So
yeah, which was different. And probably the TV that I was watching. I don't know what struck a chord for me to want to ask for something like that. But I think it was always like wanting to be, in front and just, hey, everybody here, listen what I gotta say, because I'm awesome. I'm fun, just kind of having that kind of personality since I was a kid. So that's probably why I wanted to amplify that.
You're a performer. Yeah, you're a performer. That's cool, man.
For sure, man. That's where I'm most comfortable at and love to be at, and especially if I'm in front of the right people, man.
I get you.
Like today.
Yeah. I feel you, man. No, that's cool. So then you grew up in San Jose, eventually ended up at Davis.
Yes, sir.
Any like challenges like growing up as far as like figuring out what should I do after high school? What should I do, like in college?
Oh, yeah, for sure, man.
Or even go to college, right? Like these. Yeah.
You would think that would be on my radar, but it wasn't. Even out of high school, like I was on the basketball team, so like my focus was a lot on just trying to be like a cool jock. I wasn't even a cool jock. I would hang out with everybody, man. I would hang out with the kids that played, the magic cards. I hang out, I hang out with the jocks. I'd see the popular. I was just kind of I was the all around,
You had like, no bias. Yeah.
I had no bias. I was lit with everybody.
That's
but
cool.
It was cool, man. But wasn't really thinking future stuff, and so so I graduated high school and like, oh, okay, everyone's going to junior college, so I guess I better sign up before it starts, in the fall. And so I did, and I failed, man, because I didn't really kind of do the right training in high school. You know what I mean? Like the right learning. I didn't really know how to learn. I just got things done and just passed. I didn't really, I didn't even know what I was doing. Yeah. So I get to actual junior college and just, okay, like you don't know what you're doing.
Reality check. Yeah.
So man, I was like, okay, maybe this isn't for me. So my friend had he was like the manager at a pharmacy, and he's all like, dude, I got a spot, just come be a clerk and just, you can make some money if you're, still trying to figure out, but at least, get some work. And so I was doing that, and I became tight with the pharmacist, and the pharmacist was telling me like, Mark, you're smart. You could do what I do and make like 6K or 6 figures. I'm like, okay. So it took somebody to kind of, see that in me, as I mentioned earlier, and they were really the reason that I went back to junior college, and I took it seriously, got tutoring, and then, man, I got like A's and everything. I was lit. Yeah. And then that's what opened the door to go to UC Davis. Well, they told me like, hey, okay, you're getting good grades now, but you have to go to a 4-year after this. So I was like, okay. I was like, and then, dude, no joke. I was like, okay, man. I went toward UCLA. I went toward Berkeley. Yeah. I went toward like all like the Stanford. I'm like, okay, who want me now? Not knowing that the averages of all my grades was like a 2.8. You know what I
mean? Yeah.
But so UC Davis was the only one to accept me. Wow. And man, I got in, and then I felt like I got such a good I had such a great
I was going to ask, sorry to interrupt. I was going to say, did you know what you wanted to study before going to Davis?
Yeah, because I had such a great experience with my pharmacist friend. Mm-hmm. So that kind of that route, that study of that concentration, that degree, biology or whatever it was, it kind of got decided for me, because that was the route. You want to be a pharmacist. So I didn't really necessarily like that study, but I knew I felt like I wanted to be a pharmacist. So here's what we got to do. And I just got it. It picked up, and I did good in chemistry and biology. I did good in all the, math, calculus. I was like, I was lit. So I'm like, okay, let's go. This is it.
Yeah. Cool, man. Cool. And you got into hooping at what age? Because we got that in common, man, too.
Dude, we do, bro. We do.
You're definitely better than me. I'm not even gonna pretend.
You're funny, bro. Let's run it back, because hey, I might have been I was just feeling it that day. I don't know if I'm nice now. By the way, yeah, we played, man, me and my friend, we started playing downtown at I forget the name of the park, but I'll let you know next time we go. We'll play.
Oh, in Sac? I think I know which one yeah. I think I know
It's
which
not
one you're talking
McKinley,
about.
it's the other park.
That it's in the middle of downtown.
It's in the middle of downtown.
It's got two full courts.
It's got two full courts. You've had to seen it. Yeah.
10th and P. I know where that is. Yeah.
10th and P. There you go.
Yeah.
So
let's hoop, man.
We'll
I'm down.
Let's hoop.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I say, man, ever since, I got to grow up watching Jordan. So, man, as soon as I started to kind of track, oh, man, this is really exciting what this dude is doing.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, basketball is lit. Watching a Space Jam like every day. So I got, I had a basketball court outside my house. Just, man, I'd shoot around for hours. And that'd be like my sacred space too, like just even as a kid, just, you have a million different emotions that you don't know, but I knew that I can always go and shoot around. And so that's what really led me to it. And played in high school. It was like a cool, like 6-man, came off the bench. I was lit, was a good contributor on my team. And then just played for fun and, in college did the rec gym, rec league,
I love it. I love
still
that.
hooping it up every once in a while now, but yep.
Yeah, man. I know. I like that you said, you would go shooting for, as like escape. When I was in high school, I actually didn't have the confidence at all to even go try out for the team, especially because our team was actually pretty good, and they had like two stars on that team headed off to like a first, like Division I college. So I was like, hell no, I'm not I'm not trying to. But my excuse was I had a car wreck in high school that kind of halted everything. So I was like, all right, the doctors won't even let me play. So I was wrestling in high school, and then but anyway, to bring it back to what you were saying about escape, I always loved the game, but being born in Iran and growing up in that country to the age of 7 or 8, and basketball wasn't really talked about.
It was only soccer, bro. Just
soccer and wrestling, right?
That's
so it was like
wrestling.
Yeah. So like that's why I wrestled in high school. My reason for wrestling in high school was because my cousin went up to a competitive school, to our school, and we were like, hey, let's get on the teams and then we can meet right at the
let's
the
go
event. That's how we did it. But anyway, the accident ended all that. So I did the next best thing to basketball. I did volleyball in high school. Wasn't passionate about it. Volleyball's fun, but I wasn't as passionate about it. It's one of those deals where I didn't know how much I loved the game. Like what I thought my passion was for the game, I didn't think I could match it to the real good players. So I didn't think of it the right way. And again, growing up in Iran, basketball wasn't even a thing. So I didn't even have like a childhood to be surrounded by the game. But like you, Jordan, I knew Jordan, and I grew up on MJ, and I'm, until this day, I'm a Bulls fan, whether we suck or not. I'm a,
bro. I don't know if it'll ever be.
Oh, it's not. Yeah, but actually, my last week's guest was he's got a Bulls YouTube channel, and he's a good friend of mine too. But
let's go.
Yeah. So, and you're born, and your family's originally in Chicago,
from Chi-Town. Yep. Yeah. That's why. Yeah. They.
Yeah, that's cool, man. So anyway, I didn't get into that love for basketball till after high school, to the point where I put in the work and I actually trained like day in, day out every all summer leading up to community college in Sacramento. By this point, I was in this area from Maryland. I finished high school in Maryland, and then I got moved out here. So anyway, that for me, it became a mental thing, right? Like I feel better once I'm shooting, after I'm like just shooting by myself or playing a game or whatever. I don't even have to play a game.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's almost like freeing, right? I just felt free when I was on the court.
Man, it's so good.
Yeah. And that started being the priority for me. So the competitiveness of wanting to like be the best, like it's still there, but it was secondary to why am I doing this to begin with? And it was, again, I loved it. I have a passion for it, which we've been talking about. Passion is huge,
So
right?
good.
Whether
Yeah,
it's your
huge.
career or it's your hobby, like you got to do it, man. Because
You got to do it, man.
yeah. Because if you're not,
Life's
then
too short. Life's too busy. Life's too demanding.
yeah,
You need it. You need it
yeah,
at this point
yeah.
in this stage in the world, man. Yes.
Exactly. And yes, COVID makes it harder now to play like anywhere. I for a year I couldn't play competitively, but anyway, so I'm still hooping like you, man. So we'll get together and then we'll ball it up.
We're
But
getting coffee. We're hooping, y'all. Me and Pej about to like hang out every day, y'all.
I don't know if you're that excited about it as I am, but
I am.
for sure. So all right. So I know you want to talk about we talked about sports, we talked about your career, your art, your arts, and you mentioned Chinese food in Stockton. So let's talk about food, man. You
I
said
did.
you got a passion for food.
Bro, that might be my biggest passion.
What is it? What makes you excited about food, man?
You know what? It's evolved, especially since COVID, because I felt like we were I was eating more at home, and so I was like, and maybe the older you get, you appreciate how things form, and so yeah, I just feel like I've been cooking more at home, trying new things, and they actually turn out good, as opposed to maybe when I was in college, I tried to cook something, it was just it was trash, you know. And so I say my appreciation for food has grown in that department.
Yeah.
But also just Sacramento, I feel like, man, a lot of places are popping up, that are like high level culinary spots. Sacramento is really blossoming in that area. And so,
yeah,
man, I love it. And obviously growing up in the Bay Area too, like, dude, that's
Bay Area's got some good food.
just diverse, just,
yeah.
man, I went to, we were in San Francisco a couple months ago. We went to this Thai place and they serve, like, you can get this thing, it's called a Little Lao table. And they serve these different Thai dishes on banana leaves. So they just like this big thing of big banana leaves.
Yeah.
And they serve it all. Oh my, it was the best Thai food I ever had. Oh my gosh, bro. Like, they had fried chicken. They had the pad Thai. They had these little skewers. They had the big old rib. Short rib, beef short rib was ginormous, and these different curries and sauces, and oh my, bro, oh my gosh. So I'm like, I'm just love it. I'm a little basic. I'm into the fads too. I love my fried chicken sandwiches.
Yeah.
Right now,
I saw your post.
Hot Boys.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. Hot Boys in Sacramento is probably taking my first place right now. They do it it's amazing because the way that they bread their spices on like, you can taste the spices on that breading.
Yeah.
And the chicken is seasoned and it's fried just right. The slaw, the combinations are just amazing.
Yeah. I love fried chicken,
bro.
man. Yeah, fried chicken.
Bro, right?
My wife and I were talking about it because I actually shared your post with her. I was like, one of my friends just posted about this. It's in Sac, which also reminded me that you live here. I was like,
yeah, right.
Because I was keeping up. You share a lot of posts about different restaurants that you be hitting.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah.
You were in Texas. You were in Texas recently.
I was in Texas recently, and you know what? I was always a hater on the big old Whataburger versus In-N-Out debate. I was like, In-N-Out, easy choice, but Whataburger, it's different. It's one of those, like, if you're really craving a greasy, big hearty burger, it's actually really fire, bro. Like, it's really good.
I've tried it, man. I tried that place.
Yeah,
it is good.
you know.
It's good. You know what? A burger joint that not many people talk about in Sacramento that is here.
What's that?
Squeeze In.
Oh, dude, the one with the cheese skirt on the outside? Yeah, fire.
So good. They got one at the airport, right? At Sac Airport. They got one there.
Yeah, you're right. Yes, they do. They do. Yeah.
Oh
yeah, bro. We might have to go there. I haven't gone there in a long time just because, now we got Shake Shack and I know we usually go there. But Squeeze In is bro, you're right. It's a really good burger.
It's a really good burger.
And
it's from Sacramento, man.
From Sacramento. That's right.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
Let's go.
Love it, man.
What would you consider your favorite food then? Given your experiences.
Oh man, it's tough. I feel like it changes daily, but I'm probably sushi.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. If I had to really put some, like a genre, yeah,
All right.
bro.
Is there sushi you've had that you were like, I'm not crazy about this?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Plenty of
you have.
places. I
Yeah.
think, yeah. But I'm trying to think where is the best sushi I ever had.
Yeah. Give me a rec.
I don't know where like the best sushi I've ever had, but I know where my go-to is go to Makuni's.
McCooney's. Yeah. You
Yeah,
can't really go wrong there, man.
you can't go wrong there, bro. It's
There are a
fire
couple
every
of good
time.
spots in Elk Grove too. I don't know if
I've
you.
heard, but I've never been. I've
Yeah.
heard though.
There's it's like a buffet style place in Elk Grove. I can't remember the name. See, it escapes me.
Fuji's.
It might be Fuji's. Yep.
Fuji's.
Yep.
Yep.
See?
Yep.
There you go.
Yep.
What'd you think of
Fire.
that
Yeah.
place? It's pretty good. I know
It's
it's
pretty
not
good. I haven't been in a long time.
Yeah.
I'm not into the buffets as much as I used to be.
Yeah.
When I was able to really take on the buffet.
I got you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, for a buffet, it was like, man, premier rolls and premier side dishes too. It was fire. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I'll admit, I'm admittingly, and because all my friends who listen to this, they know I'm a picky eater, and I admit I am, but you know who's helped me a lot is my wife. She's well traveled, right? She's been around the globe, and
boom, there you go.
I didn't have that growing up. We didn't really travel much, so I didn't really get that experience. So I kind of got spoiled with like a few good foods, and then I had a hard time deviating from that. But I'm getting there. Thai food I really got into.
Oh yeah, Thai food's fine. Pej, let me ask you this: where do we go for Persian food, man? I know a spot that I love. That I think is really good. Is that in Sacramento?
There's a new one in downtown. Yeah, it's actually opened recently.
No way.
Yeah. Maydoon.
And you recommend?
100%. Maydoon.
Bro, you know where I love? Go ahead.
The owner is if I'm not mistaken, and I only know this because I saw the kitchen and I saw who was working in there, and the elderly gentleman that works in the back, he owns another restaurant on Sunrise, way up there, right? And that's called Shahzad. And that has pretty good food. There's also Famous Kebabs in
Famous Kebab is my spot.
Yeah.
I feel like it's really good, bro.
They're really good. Famous Kebab.
Yeah, I haven't. Yeah, but you'd say the other place.
No, I would honestly, Famous Kebab and Maydoon, I probably put them at the top.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay, I'll have to check out Maydoon.
Maydoon is not far, man. I don't know exactly whereabouts you are, but downtown. I'm
close. 10 minutes.
Yeah, Google it, man. It's and they're very good. What I like, as much as I like their food, their customer service is even.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's up there.
Yeah. Famous Kebab, they just remind me of my some of my older uncles. They just, what do you want? Go sit down. All right.
Yeah.
Customer
Famous
service
is good.
ain't there.
Sacktown Kebab is good too. I don't know if you've been there.
Oh, okay, I've heard of it.
Yeah. So man, food. We can talk about food all day. Making me hungry right now. But yeah.
Same, bro.
So what's in? I know you talked about your music in the works that's coming out. What's in the works outside of that? What I've never even asked you this, man. And I've only heard this through the grapevines, but significant other? Yes, no.
Oh yeah. Got my fam, bro. Married with kids. Got 2 little ones.
Oh wow! Congratulations, man. Congratulations.
Thanks, man. You got to add me on Facebook. I post all my family stuff on my Facebook.
There you go.
I don't know if you're on Facebook, but
I am.
But yeah, man. Okay.
Yeah.
We're probably friends on there, but yeah, man. Going on 6 years. Met my wife in college. She went to Stanislaus State, and we got introduced by mutual friends.
Nice.
And so and then we have 2 little boys, 4 and 1.5.
Are they little Marks already or what?
They're little Marks for sure, bro. Running around, turning up, dancing, tearing up the place.
Yeah.
Performing, fun, nice.
That's beautiful, man.
They're a lot of fun.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's been awesome, man.
Congrats, bro. That's cool. I'm getting on 6 years myself. My wife is from Virginia, though. You know, I met her.
East Coast in the building.
That's right. The hilarious part about this is that when I moved back to Maryland, because Maryland and Virginia are right next to each other, right? So
That's right.
when I moved back to Maryland in 2011, late 2011, didn't meet her, didn't see her. I was there for a year and a half, all the way till 2013. Didn't see her at all. Not at events, nothing, right? Because we're in the same religious background. So I didn't see her in any of that, because Maryland and Virginia, there's a lot of like joined events that take place. Nothing. I decided, all right, I'm going back to Cali. And then I came back here. We get connected on Facebook. And then she goes, yeah, I live in Virginia, Northern Virginia. I'm like, girl, I live 45 minutes away from you this whole time. I didn't even know.
No.
And what's even crazier about that story is we were friends on Facebook. Neither of us till like 4 years into the marriage, we found out how we were friends on Facebook. It was, we had the same Sunday school as kids. And that's how,
no way.
Yeah, a couple mutual friends later, we got connected through Facebook. And then, not knowing that was our history, we just started talking like we're new people, you know?
Crazy, bro. That's crazy, man.
And yeah, so we got married. We got married in August of 2015, and
nice, bro.
The rest is history. No kids yet, but you know.
Yeah. No, I dig it, man.
That's right. So
that's awesome, bro.
I'm happy for you, Mark. We're definitely
likewise, man.
I'm excited for the new tunes that are coming out.
Appreciate you.
I'm gonna obviously share all of the links here on this podcast. Anything else you want to plug that's coming up, or?
Man, just be on the lookout for that next Marc Stevens. You can follow me on Spotify, Apple Music, Marc Marc Stevens with a V. I'm telling y'all, the next one.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
it's gonna be fire, man. I can't wait. I can't wait to hear it, man. Mark, thank you so much for spending time with me today on your Monday.
Bro, loved it. Loved it.
I appreciate it, and I can't wait for the new tunes to come out, and I can't wait to get together, hoop, coffee, the whole nine. So
the whole nine, baby. I'm excited, bro. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for having me on. This was a lot of fun.
Thank you, Mark. All right, buddy. I'll see you soon. As always, subscribe, like, and follow Fumble Podcast on YouTube and your podcast platform of choice. Thank you again for listening, and I'll catch you on the next one. Together we'll purify the mind and have a good time. I'll showcase your very